गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम राम। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानंद माधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं। हरि ओम तत्सत्। Hare Krishna. So Mother Yashoda binds Lord Krishna. This is 10th canto, chapter 9 of a very favorite book of all the devotees of Lord Krishna called Srimad Bhagavatam. Everybody is very much encouraged to have a copy of Srimad Bhagavatam in their houses. Those who read this Srimad Bhagavatam, their happiness knows no bounds. And they are simply always absorbed, raptly absorbed in the names of Lord Krishna, in the qualities of Lord Krishna, in the form of Lord Krishna and the pastimes of Lord Krishna. That is the greatness of this book, Srimad Bhagavatam. This book is so great that even when Lord Krishna comes in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he reads this book with Gadadhar Pandit every day. This book is so great when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is hankering or struggling in his transcendental madness of separation from Lord Krishna, it is only this book which pacifies him. The verses of this book which give him some hope. This book is the life and soul of all devotees. So everybody should read it daily. Think about it daily. Come in contact with it daily and distribute it as much as possible. In the Bhadra Purnima campaign, this year 60,000 plus Srimad Bhagavatam sets were distributed by ISKCON all over the planet. It would be so great that if every house on this planet has a Srimad Bhagavatam, every government office has a Srimad Bhagavatam, every court of law has a Srimad Bhagavatam, every railway station, police station has a Srimad Bhagavatam. Every corporate office of Bangalore in their library should have a Srimad Bhagavatam. Some people are telling nahi ho sakta. By the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, anything is possible. By the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the devotees of Lord Chaitanya can do anything. We just have to aspire. We just have to desire. And then somehow Mahaprabhu will make it possible. So let's read this pastime of Yashoda and Damodar. In a sense, this pastime is the pastime of love. That how the Supreme Lord comes under the control of his devotees, pure love. However, this pastime in a sense does not start now, but it starts thousands of years, many hundreds of thousands of years before Lord Krishna advented. This pastime starts in Kailash. In Kailash, Lord Shiva stays, and there are friends of Lord Shiva who frequently visit him. And Lord Shiva's most favorite friends are the four Kumaras and Kuvera. Constantly, Kuvera, the four Kumaras, and Lord Shiva, they sit together. They chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and they read Srimad Bhagavatam. That is their engagement. Who is Kuvera? Kuvera is the treasurer of the demigods. That means he has a lot of money. Money which is beyond your imagination. Please take the call. A delivery has come in the base. Contact someone from base and ask them to come and receive. Hare Krishna. Kuvera is the treasurer of the demigods and he has a lot of money. There are four natural disqualifications for the practice of bhakti, which Mother Kunti highlights in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. She says, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta and Shri. Pride which comes due to having taken birth in a very high family. Janma. Pride which comes because of a lot of money. Aishwarya. Pride which comes because of very high materialistic education. Shruta. And pride which comes because of very high personal bodily beauty. Shri. So anybody who is proud because of their high birth or because of having a lot of money or because of being very qualified educationally or because of very beautiful in terms of bodily features, such people can hardly approach Lord Krishna because of their pride. If somebody is humble, they can approach. But generally it is seen that anybody who is rich is very proud. They feel all this Lord Krishna, this bhakti is for poor people who can't do anything. I am a rich man, I can purchase everything, even I can purchase Lord Krishna. Sometimes rich people feel like that. Similarly, those who are very beautiful, they are so busy in getting things done because of their beauty, and because of that they are into sense gratification, they have no time for bhakti. People who are very materially educationally qualified, they think that this bhakti is meant for fools. More important than bhakti is to learn prompt engineering to deal with various AI tools. So therefore, let me do a 36-hour course rather than coming to every Sunday to the temple and hearing about Krishna. What will give me that? This prompt engineering course, it will make me very indispensable, most valuable. So this is called as Maya Aparhita Jnana, knowledge being stolen away by the illusory energy of the Lord. When you have knowledge and when you start thinking that there is something more important than the Lord and His seva, that is illusion. So therefore such a person, due to pride of his false knowledge, becomes very proud and they can never chant Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. And lastly, rich education, high birth and beauty. So these people, they will never approach Krishna. And it is the Bhagavatam says that amongst these four, if you have to grade that which amongst the four is the most degrading. Guess which one is the most degrading? Wealth. It is the most degrading influence on a person whose mind and senses are not controlled. So these sons of Kuvera had two sons, Nala Kuvara and Manigriv. Kuvera goes daily to meet Lord Shiva, four Kumaras sitting 4 hours reading Bhagavatam, chanting. Morning program together. Mangalarti, Japa, Bhagavatam class, light breakfast prasadam, Kailash, every day. And Kuvera is telling his sons also, you come. And the sons say, Papa, chaliye hum log aayenge. And because a rich man, wherever there is money, something will come. What will come? Honey. Wherever there is money, honey will come. So all the apsaras, they like to hang around with Nal, Kuver and Manigriva. And they are devatas. They are not ordinary humans. They are in Deva Yoni. They have some good qualities also. Very handsome, sons of Kuvera, very rich. Apsaras want to hang around with them. So when their father goes and sits in Kailash, the sons of Kuvera, Nal, Kuvera and Manigriva, they engage with Apsaras. So once they went into one of the lakes of Kailash, and along with 10,000 other Apsaras, they are there in that lake. All are naked and they are trying to enjoy. Fully drunk, intoxicated, to such a degree that Narad Muni happens to pass by from there. Narad Muni somehow happens to be in the right time at the right place every time. There is no reason for a sannyasi to be in such a place, but he came there. Instead, he must be going to catch up with the Bhagavatam class going on Kailash. But on the way, he saw. So when the Apsaras, when they saw Narad Muni, they felt very ashamed. If you will kindly take note, this nakedness is not a property of the higher planetary systems. If you will read the pastimes of these heavenly denizens and the heavenly demigods, especially one Apsara whose name was Urvashi, he came and she married Pururva. She gave a condition that if you want me to come on the Bhuloka and reside with you as a wife, I have few conditions. Number one, the food which you will make should be only made in ghee. First condition. So heavenly planetary system people don't eat refined oil. They eat only ghee. This is the written in Bhagavad, documented. And second condition, although we will stay as husband and wife, but I should never see you naked and you should never see me naked. This is the condition given. So there Srila Prabhupada comments that in the cultured society of the heavenly planetary systems, nakedness does not exist. Nakedness in the name of fashion, in the name of expression of so-called nonsense beauty, exists only in the Shudra, lower planetary systems of this universe. So cultured people, they are never naked. So when Narad Muni is shocked that these are devatas, so Apsaras are also ashamed that in Kailash, in front of Narad Muni, what we were doing. But the two sons of Kuvera, they are so much intoxicated, not just with the wine, but with the influence of the wealth of their father, that who can do anything to us? We can purchase this Narad Muni's Veena also by our money. He's playing Veena all the time. Kharid lenge. Something like that. They were intoxicated with the pride of wealth. So although the Apsaras started hiding their bodies, but these two sons of Kuvera, Devatas, souls in Deva Yoni, supposed to have qualities in the super excellent quality of goodness, in their handsome forms, they come out naked and they invite Narad Muni, please come. They are not ashamed, they are laughing at Narad Muni. So Narad Muni feels pity at them. That your father is sitting in Bhagavatam class and I am going there. This is Kailasha. Fortunate, pious people, they come here. And what you nonsense you are doing? And even when you see me, there is an etiquette. There is a proper way of behavior. Social etiquette is there. That when you see a saintly person, a person in the renounced order of life, you should give up your ass mentality, donkey mentality, and behave like a proper Jivatattva, proper Devata. But how you are behaving? You are simply intoxicated because of the wealth of your father. You are exposing your body. Anybody who exposes their body as per the laws of nature, they become trees in their next life. So therefore I curse you. To drive this pride of wealth from the minds of yourself, in order to uplift you from your degraded situation, although you are in Deva Yoni, I curse you that you will become trees for thousands of years, standing naked in wind, rain, summer, winter, etc. Then when they got cursed, somehow after curse everybody comes to their proper consciousness. They came to their proper consciousness. They begged forgiveness from Nath, please forgive us. इससे पहले कि पता चलता मिस्टेक हो गया था. Narad Muni is merciful. In the curse of a saintly person resides the good fortune of the victim. So he said, now that I have cursed you, I bless you. I assure you that the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself will come and deliver you. This curse is a very glorified curse in Srimad Bhagavatam. If there is any curse, we are all there, all of us sitting here in this room, we are there in this material world, rotating in various species from billions and billions and trillions and quadrillions of years. But if there is any curse by which we could become a tree for 5,000 years, 10,000 years, after which the Supreme Lord personally will come to deliver us, we should be very eager to get that curse. So the Narad Muni promised that the Lord will come and bless you personally and deliver you. Now remember this as the first episode or the first scene of this drama. Now we will fast forward to many lakhs and lakhs of years later. Krishna has advented on the planet called Earth, on the Bhuloka. And he is about 3.5 years old. He has started walking, moving around, and he is going to various houses and accepting love and having loving exchanges with various people. Everybody in Gokul simply lives for Krishna. The cows, they give milk for Krishna. The people of Gokul, they are thinking, Mother Yashoda is so fortunate. She is personally feeding Krishna. I wish that Krishna would eat the food made by me also. In this way, they are constantly day and night thinking of Krishna and trying to do their household chores, praying that today may the Lord come to my house. The Supreme Lord, in order to fulfill the desire of His devotees, He has started going to all the houses. And Krishna is stealing and eating the butter and the yogurt made by these devotees. Sometimes people think that if you want to please Krishna, give him butter. Or some extra smart people, they say Makhan Mishri. Mix Mishri with Makhan and then give. Krishna will come running behind you. As if he is mad behind butter. Point to be noted, Krishna is not mad for butter. Krishna is mad for the bhava with which people do their devotional service. If the people of Vraja were making dal, then Krishna would have been the dal thief. But the people of Vraja were making butter. So Krishna was butter thief. Point to be noted, Krishna is not butter grahi Janardhan, dal grahi Janardhan or service grahi Janardhan. Krishna is bhava grahi Janardhan. So therefore the goal of our life should be to serve Krishna with the proper bhava, with the proper mood. And this proper mood comes by proper practice of spiritual life. This proper mood of service is a gift from the Guru Parampara. It comes by the mercy and the blessings of other devotees. So therefore the criticizer of devotees or the people who criticize and do Vaishnav Ninda, they can never get proper bhava. So Krishna was fulfilling their desires. And the way he was fulfilling their desires was so wonderful that even when people of Vaikuntha they were watching, even they were getting attracted. How Krishna was fulfilling their desires? He was 3 years old maybe, and he was moving from one house to another house with his gang of other 3 to 7-year-old children, which included various kinds of people. There was a Brahmana whose name was Madhumangal. Out of love of Krishna, he was engaged in stealing activities. There was a person called Balram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Spiritual Master. Out of love for Krishna, he was engaged in these activities. Like that, there was a team, Sudam, Sridam. So they used to go, and first thing which they would do when they would go to the house of that particular fortunate devotee who has prayed, they would release all the calves. Calves by nature are little greedy to drink milk, and if not removed at the right time, they drink excessive milk and suffer from milk indigestion. So therefore the calves are not to be allowed to drink the whole milk of the cow. Or rarely you can allow, but otherwise the calf only will suffer. So the milk of the cow belongs to the calf as well as the human society. Have you ever seen any cow drinking its own milk? If you milk the cow and then if you give the milk to the cow, will the cow lap it up? अच्छा लगा आज का दूध पी के. Adulteration free milk. Even the cow knows that this milk is not in my quota. The cow will never take. It is so sad that the humans don't know what is there in their quota. The Lord has given humans patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, leaves, flower, fruits and water. Water includes milk. But the humans, calling themselves so-called intelligent, they encroach on other people's quota and eat that and therefore suffer. But the cow knows this milk is not in my quota. Although it is giving milk, but it never takes. Talking about cow, it reminds me that there are 7 kinds of mothers all of us have. Did you know you have 7 mothers? You were cheated till now when you were told that you have only one mother. Everybody has 7 mothers. Atma Mata, your biological mother. Guru Patni, the wife of the spiritual master. Brahmani, the wife of all the priests. Rajapatnika, the wife of the king. Dhenu, the cow. Dhatri, the nurse who assisted you to take birth. And Dhara, earth. How many mothers you have? 7. Can you name all the 7 mothers you have? Biological mother, cow, earth, nurse, wife of, very good, wife of king, Brahmana, priest, very good, very good. He is a Shrutidhar. Simply by hearing he remembers. We all should become like that. Simply by hearing we should remember. It is so unfortunate that these days people are killing their mothers. It is as if saying, as long as my mother can help me clean my room, and as long as she can put breakfast on my table, I will accept her, and the day she cannot do this, I'll kill her. Is this good behavior? That is what is happening these days. People are killing cows. And the killing of cows has started by the killing of bulls. 50% of the children of the cows are males. Now because India is a very developed nation, no? Or a developing nation. So therefore, agriculture is not the main thing which is happening here. And that's why everybody is so well-to-do also. However, earlier this was not the case. Everybody was engaged in agriculture. Everybody used to produce their own food. Therefore, Chanakya Pandit said that the wealth of a family can be measured by the amount of grain stock which they have in their house and the number of cows they have in their house. The world does not know that simply by taking care of the bulls and the cows, mystical happiness will prevail over the human society. The world does not know this science. So earlier, agriculture was the main thing. There was no shortage of food anywhere, so there was no need to steal, no need of crimes. Any criminal you meet, why you did this? पेट का सवाल था इसलिए किया. तो पेट का सवाल इसलिए आया क्योंकि the economy is not proper now. It's an artificial economy where people are paying 1 lakh per annum for their toddler 3-year-old children to go and do stool and urine in school and come back. For that they are paying 1 lakh rupees. This is called artificial economy. Why do you pay 1 lakh rupees per annum? Or is it per month? I don't know. What is it? 2.5 lakhs per annum. Okay, updated price. I have a 4-year-old child, so that he goes in school and passes stool and urine, sits up, sits down, eats his tiffin and come back. For that I am paying 2.5 lakhs, sir, and I am very intelligent. This is called Maya Aprita Jnana, knowledge being stolen away by illusion. And people are proud. I'm sending my son to this school, just see. This is artificial economy. Original economy means Krishi. So when people were engaged in agriculture, the 50% of the children of the cows used to go straight away to the fields, bulls. Now that because there is no agriculture and the farmers are lazy, they have replaced all the, whatever 10% agriculture is left, they use tractors. So the only usage of the bulls is in the slaughterhouse. Even as I sit in this center, giving a session, I will tell you the history of this center. Once upon a time, in this center, or nearby this center, one male child of a cow took birth. And after taking birth, it somehow ran inside the temple hall. And everybody was ecstatically happy. They named him also. What was the name? Some name was also given. After 3 days, that male child disappeared. Just like Narad Muni disappears. The male child disappeared. He was sent to slaughterhouse. We never saw him again. So if we want to protect cows, first we have to do Krishi. And that is why in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Krishi Goraksha Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. Those who are into business, their first occupation should be farming activities. Krishi. If you do Krishi, then 50% of the children of the cows don't need to be sent to slaughterhouse. You don't need to become a beggar online asking that donate for the Goshala, adopt a cow. You have acres of land, your cows will roam around freely, eat, satisfied, they will thump your ground, make it gold and come back. So Goraksha is a byproduct of Krishi. If Krishi is not there, then Goraksha is just impossible. You will have 10 cows tied with a 1 meter rope, 10 cows stuffed in a small area, and that is the Goraksha which you are doing. And when the cow is not giving milk, inject it with oxytocin, increase the temperature of the body of the cow, squeeze the milk out, and let the cow die. Goraksha kar rahe. So this is the crimes of Kali Yuga which are happening due to lack of Krishi. Due to lack of Krishi. So therefore, very soon, when the resources and this artificial economy will collapse, which it has to collapse, people will again take to agriculture. And then again Goraksha will happen. And again the barter system will come back where people will pay taxes in commodities and not paper. So that was not the case in Gokul. In Gokul there were 9 lakh cows. So Krishna used to go and open all the calves along with his team. Now it is not an ordinary job to put the calves back. So people, when they used to get busy, he used to enter the house. And then he used to find where the butter is kept. Then he used to not eat in a plate, but he used to eat with hands. And when he used to feed the monkeys also. And when the monkeys would burp saying, "Ab bahut ho gaya, now we cannot eat, we just need to sleep," then they would break the pot. and then wipe the hands, and then run out of the house. But before going out, find the child which is sleeping, pinch the child and run away. Now, of course, this sounds very naughty and funny, but there was a very deep philosophical reason why Krishna was doing everything. Krishna Lila is not nautanki. Krishna Lila is not entertainment. It is deeply, symbolically, philosophically relevant to us. So these gopis, they were getting, when they see these pastimes, their love for Krishna was increasing. So they wanted to see Krishna daily now, because daily he does not go to everybody's house. But whoever sees Krishna doing these pastimes wants to see him daily now. There are two kinds of darshans which were possible with Lord Krishna, VIP and Sarva Darshan. VIP darshan is somehow you get inside Nand Bhavan and see Krishna and come out. And Sarva Darshan means keep standing outside Nand Bhavan for Krishna to come out and say hello to you. So these gopis, they were very intelligent. They managed to get VIP darshan. So the way they were getting VIP darshan was, they would go every day 5 a.m. in the Nand Bhavan on the context of complaining to Mother Yashoda. And in that way they will see Krishna. I've not yet started the katha. I'm still giving the background. God knows katha will start or not. So on the context of complaining, they were going every day to see Krishna. And they were complaining that, my dear queen, your son along with his gang of other people, they are coming to our houses and stealing and spoiling and pinching our children and releasing the calves and stealing butter. Mother is stealing butter? Is there any shortage of butter here? Why he should steal? He is the king of this place, prince of. So no, he's doing. Okay, you hide the butter. These are children. So no, we hide, but they find it. Okay, then you put it in a higher place. No, they make a human ladder and take it. Then you put it still higher. They make a hole with a stick and take it. So why don't you scold them? So yes, when we scold them, these small boys, they scold us back. Now it sounds very funny, but Srila Prabhupada gives explanation why all this was happening. Acharyas give explanation. That when Krishna scolds people back because of not giving the butter to him, he is giving a signal through the gopis to the whole world that if you are making food in your house and if you are not offering it to me, you will have sinful reactions. One should not be very proud that I am a vegetarian or I've never eaten something which is wrong or sinful. Even if you are a vegetarian, even if you are avoiding onion and garlic, but if you do not offer the food to Krishna, that is still sinful. So food becomes purified enough for human consumption only when it is prasad. Anything other than prasad is not karma-free food. So that message Krishna was giving. Like I told, everything is very deeply symbolic and philosophical. When the acharyas start explaining, you will find so much relevance. It is not just entertainment here. So Mother Yashoda is telling, okay, you hide it. So yes, we hide it. So you put it in dark. We put it in dark places. But wherever Krishna goes, there is automatic effulgence there. There is no darkness, no illusion, no ignorance. Wherever he goes, he finds out. It seems to he knows everything already. He has spies everywhere. So these kind of complaints are going on. And Mother Yashoda is hearing these complaints from the last few months. And now she is beginning to get irritated. She is thinking, why my son is going to various houses to steal the food? Is there not sufficient here? So then she thought that probably the butter which is being made in Nand Bhavan is not of good quality. Now this brings us to a discussion of what is quality. The person who makes the food the consciousness of that person gets transferred into the food which is being cooked. This is called the science of cooking. So if the person does not have a proper consciousness, the food is not of good quality. The food has to be good in terms of gross quality as well as subtle quality. And that food which has spiritual quality is called prasad. So Mother Yashoda had 4 kinds of servants. One category of servants to take care of the agricultural activities. One category of servants to only take care of the cows. One category of servants to take care of the kitchen activities. And one category of servant to only help her to manage Krishna. So Mother Yashoda was thinking, probably these servants, they don't have love for Krishna. These gopis, they love him. And I know my son goes wherever love is there. So in Nanda Bhavan, these servants without love, they are making butter. So probably he is going to other houses and eating. So tomorrow, on the day of Deepavali, I will personally make butter. And with all love and affection, I will make the butter, and when my son will take that butter, he will see his mother loves him. He will feel nourished by the bhava which is there in that butter, so therefore he will stop stealing. This is the only way I can make him to stop stealing. So this is how Mother Yashoda is thinking. So now we begin this chapter, which I will show you on the screen. Chapter number 9. Mother Yashoda binds Lord Krishna. So we'll just read this chapter, go verse by verse and try to understand this whole Damodar Lila. Sri Shukdev Goswami continued. One day when Mother Yashoda saw that all the maid servants were engaged in other household affairs, she personally began to churn the yogurt. While churning, she remembered the childish activities of Krishna, and in her own way she composed songs and enjoyed singing to herself about all those activities. So Mother Yashoda, on the day of Deepavali, has got up in the Brahma Muhurta, 3:30 a.m. and she has started making butter for Lord Krishna. Till now, Lord Krishna has done various pastimes. Mother Yashoda has gone to the local Brahmanas and she has told, my son has done all these activities, can you make a poem out of it? I want to keep singing that poem whole day, so that I always remember Krishna and so that I never forget Krishna. This consciousness is called Krishna consciousness. So this is the art of doing seva. Even when we do seva, we should not do it grudgingly. That why this seva was given to me. This could have been given to that person also. This is a very menial seva. Or this is a very complicated seva. Why this seva was given to me? So Mother Yashoda teaches us the art of service. She teaches us that whatever service is there, we should do it with a desire to please Krishna and the representatives of Krishna. And this should be always remembered, just like Mother Yashoda is always remembering Krishna. Whole day she is chanting the names of Krishna. Whole days she is singing about the qualities, form and pastimes of Krishna. In this way she is Krishna conscious. She is doing her devotional service in a Krishna conscious way, not in a grudging way. Or not in a way that, okay, I will do this seva and then I will get a garland and people will clap for me. And they will say, wow, other than you, nobody else could have done this seva. This was not the intention of Mother Yashoda. Her intention was to just please Guru and Krishna. In fact, only Krishna in this case. Now, how did Mother Yashoda went inside the kitchen? How did she look? People should meditate on that. Dressed in a saffron yellow sari, with a belt tied about her full hips, Mother Yashoda pulled on the churning rope, laboring considerably, her bangles and earrings moving and vibrating, her whole body shaking. Because of intense love for her child, her breasts were wet with milk. Her face, with its very beautiful eyebrows, was wet with perspiration, and malati flowers were falling from her hair. This is Mother Yashoda. Point to be noted, Mother Yashoda got up, and in her night dress she did not enter the kitchen and started cooking bed tea for herself. That is not the way to enter the kitchen. All the people who enter the kitchen, they should understand kitchen is a sacred place where food is cooked not for my sense gratification but for the pleasure of the Lord. And it has to be done in the highest level of purity. So she had bath. She put on fresh clothes. She put on flowers. She put on earrings. She put on bangles. She put on a fresh saffron yellow sari, and she put that the kamardhanni or the belt which is tied around, and then she entered. So lesson learned for all the cooks: please keep your kitchen clean and enter it in a clean way. Don't just get up and in your night dress walk inside the kitchen and then do all those activities. It's not good. She was properly decorated. And she is the queen. Please take note that queens don't need to do all these activities. But even a queen wants to serve Lord Krishna. She understands that when it comes to matter of love and seva, it does not matter who is queen and who is a servant. Anybody who has love can serve Krishna. So in that mood she went, and she is perspiring because churning the butter is not an easy task. She did not have Blinkit application. She could not order 200 grams salted, unsalted butter delivered. She could not do that, and she wouldn't do that. In another place, Srila Prabhupada comments that food in Srila Prabhupada's times, that food used to be very fresh. The ladies of the house or whoever was involved in cooking, they would make fresh, everything was fresh. If somebody has to eat some roti, then the gehu or the wheat will be grinded today only. Everything will be done today only. The spices will be made today only. The butter will be made today only. And that fresh food or the process of engagement in this way would keep the members of the family very active, the women of the family very active, as a result of which they were very beautiful also. And because the family members would eat such nice food made with love and affection, fresh food, they would be very strong and work also very nicely. But nowadays, our whole body, every blood vessel is filled with plastic. What we are eating is chemicals. What we are breathing is automobile exhaust. Where we are walking is a pothole. This is our situation. And we think life is good. We can just blink it. Let's all become lazy. Let's all sit in our place. Let's all keep hitchhiking from one restaurant to another restaurant. Let's all keep blinking it. Let's all keep swigging it and zomatoing it. And then one day, obviously we'll get Lord Krishna also. So this is the thought process of the people of today. It's a very degraded society as of now. A very degraded society, where nobody has any engagement. But Mother Yashoda teaches how to serve with the highest standard. Text number 4. While Mother Yashoda was churning the butter, Lord Krishna, desiring to drink the milk of her breast, appeared before her And in order to increase the transcendental pleasure, he caught hold of the churning rod and began to prevent her from churning. Whenever and wherever, yada yada, anybody is performing devotional service with the right consciousness, the Supreme Personality of Godhead gets attracted and he personally comes there. So Mother Yashoda, in a Krishna conscious way, she was singing about the names of Krishna, the pastimes of Krishna, intense remembrance of Krishna with a lot of love for Krishna. She was making the butter. So Lord Krishna woke up at 4 a.m. only and came, and he immediately caught hold of the churning rod to get the attention of Mother Yashoda. And he said, I want milk from you. Mother Yashoda was feeling so happy. This is a very symbolic thing, that if you perform devotional service in the right attitude, you can attract the Supreme Personality of Godhead also. Otherwise, in general, Lord Krishna would wake up a little later. It is not easy to be a personal associate of Krishna. I'll tell you the life of Mother Yashoda. At 7:30 p.m., when Krishna would say bye to all his friends and go to bed, God sleeps early, by the way. Those who are greater than God, they sleep late. They sleep at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Maybe they'll see the Mangalarti and then only sleep. But cultured societies, they sleep early and they get up early. Because some fool told, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. But AI doesn't agree with this. And the present intelligence society does not agree with this. Anyways, they have lots of things to do, but God sleeps early. So when 7:30 p.m. Krishna would say bye, and finally with great difficulty Mother Yashoda will send his friends home, at 8:30 p.m. again the friends will come back. It's about to be morning. Can you please wake up Krishna? And Mother Yashoda would say, no, please go, it's just 1 hour. And again at 9:30, is Krishna awake? Can we go? Can we take the cows? So, no, he's just sleeping. Please go. Again at 10:30, I think very soon the sun will rise. Can you please wake up Krishna? So, no. Again at 11:30, it's very late. Why is Krishna not waking up? So this is the life of Mother Yashoda. She cannot sleep. Nobody in Gokul actually sleeps. It's just a pastime of sleeping. They are all so much spiritually nourished that nobody needs to eat, nobody needs to sleep, nobody needs to mate, nobody needs to defend. Everybody is completely nourished by the spiritual nectar which is available. So friends of Lord Krishna, they would wake up every hour and come. Is it time? And Mother Yashoda would say, go back. So generally Krishna would wake up a little late. But today he woke up at 4 a.m. And then he is asking Mother Yashoda to give milk. And how can mother deny that? So she was very happy that my child has come here. And then she took her child and started feeding milk to the child. Now when she is feeding milk to the child, there is a description in Hari Bhakti Vilas that as Krishna is drinking the milk, he is smiling. And when Mother Yashoda is smiling, more milk is getting released from her breast. And when more milk is coming, then Krishna is smiling more. And then when more smile is coming, then more milk is going. And then when more milk is going, then more smile is happening. So this was an unlimited competition happening between Bhakta and Bhagwan. And there was one person who was becoming upset by this. Who was that personality? The milk. The milk. In spiritual world, everything has consciousness. Everyone has consciousness and everything has consciousness. For example, in the spiritual world, this garland is a personality. You can have a discussion with it, you can take advice from it, and it can help you, it can guide you. It is a person, it is a living entity. So Lord Krishna used to have a special kind of milk. There were some special cows dedicated only for Lord Krishna, who would eat only a particular kind of grass, like ashwagandha grass, which is not available now. And as a result of eating that grass, the milk which these cows would give had a natural aroma of lotus flower. And that milk was being used to make milk preparations for Lord Krishna. And it was boiling. And it was feeling happy a little bit earlier, that I am being used in the service of the Lord. But now the milk is seeing that the Lord is drinking unlimited amount of milk from his mother's breast. Now he will not drink me. So therefore there is no point of my life. Let me burn myself in the fire of devotion by falling on the fire of this stove. So this is the pastimes of Braja. Text number 5. Mother Yashoda then embraced Krishna, allowed him to sit down on her lap, and began to look upon the face of the Lord with great love and affection. Because of her intense affection, milk was flowing from her breast. But when she saw that the milk pan on the oven was boiling over, she immediately left her son to take care of the overflowing milk, although the child was not yet fully satisfied with drinking the milk of his mother's breast. Question can be asked, when Krishna is in front of you, why do you have to go and do something else? Mother Yashoda teaches a spiritual lesson to all the spiritual practitioners. The lesson here is, service to the Lord is more important than personally hanging out with the Lord. So everything which is there in Gokul is a property of Krishna, has to be properly managed, and that's a seva. And Mother Yashoda was thinking, Krishna cannot manage his interests properly now, so on his behalf I have to take care. It is Krishna's property, let me go and protect it. So with this intention, she kept Krishna down and went to save the interests of Krishna. Another explanation for this is, one of the devotees of Krishna was in distress. So she left Bhagwan to save a devotee of Bhagwan. This is called spiritual maturity. It is Mother Yashoda is not an ordinary person, and Krishna is not an ordinary child. So everything which happens is of extreme spiritual significance. Don't think that this is some nautanki or some drama. Everything, as I said in Krishna Lila, everything, even if Krishna raises his finger like this, it has some deep philosophical significance and relevance in our lives. So Krishna, when he saw the great ecstatic spiritual intelligence of Mother Yashoda, he felt very happy. And he wanted to increase the motherly affection of Mother Yashoda. So in order to make her more happy, he decided to do some mischief. What he did? Being very angry, text number 6, being very angry and biting his reddish lips with his teeth, Krishna, with false tears in his eyes, broke the container of the yogurt with a piece of stone. And then he entered a room and began to eat freshly churned butter in a solitary place. So why did he do this? Mother has got her, she has brought the ashwagandha cow's milk. Some she is boiling, some she is making butter. For him only she is doing. But he comes and breaks the pot. Sounds very unfair, no? We were doing this for Krishna only, but Krishna spoiled our plan. So we don't know what Krishna is up to. With our tiny intelligence, we cannot understand what Krishna is up to. But we should have this full confidence that whatever he will do, he is our best well-wisher. This confidence Mother Yashoda had. But do we have this confidence? When the Lord does, or when by the will of the Lord, few activities in our life happen, Do we take those circumstances as an opportunity to take deeper shelter of Krishna? Do we take those occurrences as the mercy of Krishna, or do we burn our altar? Or do we give up bhakti? This is something we should ask. You see, by materially speaking, mother is doing something, she is doing it for Krishna, but Krishna comes and breaks the pot. What would have your mother done if you would have done this? She would have said, "ठीक है, now I'll not make. Enough, I was making for you, now you purchase from Blinkit and eat. That is what you deserve." But Mother Yashoda is not like that. Mother Yashoda is not a Hitler, and she does not take pleasure in beating Krishna. Does your mother take pleasure in beating you? Very good. I'm not sure if everybody can say yes to that. Or no to that. So then what is Krishna doing? He broke the pot and then ran into a different room and started eating butter. Binge eating. But actually it was not binge eating. There was a deep reason why he started eating there. Text number 7. Mother Yashoda, after taking down the hot milk from the oven in the kitchen, returned to the churning spot, and then when she saw that the container of the yogurt was broken and Krishna was not present, she concluded that the breaking of the pot was the work of Krishna. She understood that Krishna has done this. Krishna wants exclusive attention. Not because he wants to hog the limelight, but because until and unless a Jivatma gives exclusive attention to Krishna, he or she is always prone to be attacked by Maya. Point to be noted, until and unless we give exclusive attention to Krishna and only attentive to Krishna, Maya can any time snatch us. Krishna bhuliya jeev bhog vancha kare, pashete maya tare jhaputiya dhore. Forgetting Krishna, the Jivatma desires to enjoy his life and do sense gratification. Krishna bhuliya jeev bhog vancha kare, pashete maya. Very close is the Shakti of Krishna, Maya. Jhaputiya. Immediately she will snatch you. And she will embarrass you with birth, disease, old age and death. So therefore, if anybody wants freedom from the clutches of Maya, serve Krishna. Use all your time to serve Krishna. This is the secret of being happy in this material world, which is a dukkhalayam. So Mother Yashoda, she saw the pot is broken, she saw the footprints. So she understood Krishna has gone in that room. Krishna at that time was sitting on an upside down wooden mortar for grinding spices and was distributing milk preparations such as yogurt and butter to monkeys as he liked. Mother Yashoda is watching from the window and she is seeing Krishna is sitting in a swastika asana on the upside down wooden grinding mortar, and he's eating little bit butter and giving to monkeys also. And monkeys are standing in a line. Those who have gone to Vrindavan or different places where monkeys are there, have you ever seen monkeys arrayed in a line? And then he is giving milk, butter to monkeys and telling, now you go there, next person, next, and next, and next. Have you ever seen monkeys behaving so orderly? Point to be noted, even monkeys become orderly in front of Krishna. Because Krishna, in the form of Lord Ram, commanded billions and trillions and quadrillions of monkeys in his war against Ravana. In the Ramayana, Valmiki appreciates this point, that the monkeys, all they had was branches of the trees and some stones. They had some stones and some branches. And Ravana's army had all kinds of weapon technology, not only gross but subtle, including the Brahmastras and Divyastras. It is like going to fight with a country which is well equipped with armed forces, air forces, water forces, with some sticks in your hand. Is victory possible? This exactly was the situation. These demons, they were trained in all kinds of superior arts, subtle arts, which in today's normal words are called as magic. They were very powerful. They would not consider human beings and monkeys as proper opponents also. But these monkeys, with just sticks and stones in their hand, they defeated Ravana's army. Why? Because they had the merciful glance of Lord Ram, and because they had the blessings of Mother Sita. Point to be noted, if you have the blessings of the Lord, then by the empowerment of the Lord, you can do anything. But it does not matter how talented, powerful or charismatic you are, if you do not, or resourceful you are, or wealthy you are, if you do not have the mercy of the Lord, you cannot move a blade of grass. So that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who had earlier controlled billions of monkeys, was controlling the monkeys in the room. And Mother Yashoda was amazed. She was asking herself, how is someone able to control the monkeys like this? Then she thought to herself, because my son's nature is like a monkey, so all the monkeys, they get along well with him. This was her conclusion. And now, because of having stolen butter, Lord Krishna was looking all around with great anxiety, suspecting that he might be chastised by his mother. Mother Yashoda, upon seeing him, very cautiously approached him from behind. So in the purports, it is very much recommended you go and read the purports of these verses also. There it is explained that in the room there were many crows, some squirrels, some monkeys. So as Mother Yashoda started entering, the crows flew out, making a noise, warning the Lord, time aa gaya hai for you to escape. And the monkeys, they are taking the butter, but they are signaling from their eyes. Piche dekho. And the Lord, although he is Antaryami, he knows everything, but he is, in this pastime, he is behaving as if he doesn't know. And then in the right time, when Mother Yashoda is about to come and catch him, the Lord just stops this pastime and jumps from the wooden grinding mortar, starts running. Mother Yashoda, when she sees the small child jumping, she feels sad that my child will get hurt. But then she sees that the child is running, then she understands nothing is happening. And Krishna starts running outside, thinking that it is time for Sarva Darshan. Some 5,000-6,000 people will come, and my mother cannot beat me in public. But when he runs out today, he realizes that today's Sarva Darshan was cancelled. Because today is Deepavali. And everybody took a later slot of Sarva Darshan because everybody was busy cleaning their houses and worshipping the deity of Lord Vishnu in their own house. That was their engagement. So text number 9. When Lord Krishna saw his mother stick in hand, he very quickly got down from the mortar and began to flee as if very much afraid. Although yogis try to capture him as Paramatma by meditation, desiring to enter into the effulgence of the Lord with great austerities and penances, they fail to reach him. Point to be noted, the yogis, the jnanis and the karmis, they will never achieve Krishna. Only a bhakta, only a devotee who's chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Only a devotee who is chanting the names of the Lord and following the instructions of a bona fide Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, can attain Krishna and nobody else. But Mother Yashoda, the greatest of the yogis cannot capture Krishna, but Mother Yashoda, thinking this personality of Godhead, Krishna, to be her son, began following Krishna to catch him. Here, Srila Prabhupada goes in ecstasy, telling that nobody can catch Krishna. It is impossible to catch Krishna. It is impossible to approach Krishna. Only when Krishna wants, you can approach him. This reminds me of an example from Krishna Lila, Kamsa. Kamsa was a great enemy of Krishna. The Srimad Bhagavatam does not sufficiently glorifies Kamsa. But other literatures, they tell how great a tyrant Kamsa was and how powerful Kamsa was. All the demons which came in Krishna Lila to kill Krishna were earlier defeated by Kamsa himself. Putana was defeated by Kamsa. Trinavat was defeated by Kamsa. Dhenukasur was captured by Kamsa. Aghasur was beaten black and blue by Kamsa. Arishtasur was defeated by Kamsa. All these were slaves of Kamsa. And on the advice of one saintly person called Narad Muni, Kamsa was sending these people one by one to kill Krishna, and Krishna was killing them. So Kamsa was not even the Devatas were afraid of him. So Kamsa one day decided that enough is enough, I will myself go and kill Krishna. But on the entrance of Braja, Vrindavan area, an old lady whose name was Paurnamasi was sitting. She said, "Where are you going?" Kamsa said, "My dear grandmother, I want to go and meet Krishna and kill him." Actually, he did not reveal his intention. He said, "I am just going to meet Krishna now. I am the king of Mathura." She said, "You cannot meet Krishna until he wants you to meet him." Kamsa said, "Who will stop me?" So this old lady said, her hands shaking, "I will stop you." Kamsa started laughing. And then this old lady caught the neck of Kamsa and she submerged him into a water lake. And then she said that if you can free yourself from my clutches, from my grip, then you can go and meet Kamsa. And that Kamsa, who has conquered all the demons of the world, who has defeated the demigods, could not free himself from the clutches of an old lady. Paurnamasi is Yog Maya. Yog Maya comes in the form of an old woman in Krishna Lila to guide all the devotees of Krishna. Then Kamsa understood that without the will of Krishna, I cannot meet Krishna. So therefore I have to send Akrura. So therefore she was sent back. So point to be noted here, nobody can meet Krishna, nobody can catch Krishna until Krishna wants himself to be revealed. So therefore, we are all dependent on the mercy of Krishna. And Krishna's mercy follows the mercy of his devotees. If a devotee of Krishna has blessed you or is pleased with you, then you should be sure that you will get mercy of Krishna even before your time and even before you deserve. But if Krishna's devotees have not been pleased with you, then you just wait. When only God knows when God will become merciful on you. But if there is anything which you can do to assure yourself to get the mercy of Krishna, try to please the devotees of Krishna. Verse number 10. While following Krishna, Mother Yashoda, her thin waist, overburdened by her heavy breasts, naturally had to reduce her speed. Because Krishna, he was like a young boy jumping like a squirrel, moving, running. Because of following Krishna swiftly, her hair became loose and the flowers in her hair were falling after her. Yet she did not fail to capture her son Krishna. Commentary: these flowers, they are not ordinary. They are spiritual personalities who are gracing the head of Mother Yashoda. When they are seeing the love of Mother Yashoda, how not with a desire to beat her child, but with a desire to teach proper lessons to her child, out of love for the child. With so much love and devotion, she was chasing the unchaseable. So these flowers, they started thinking, we do not deserve to be on the head, but in the feet of such a person. So they started falling down. And there were so many other personalities who, after these flowers were falling and Mother Yashoda was stamping on them, there were so many devatas coming in invisible form trying to pick up these flowers also. That this is the dust of the lotus feet of the Mother of God. So these are the pastimes of Krishna Lila. And who can capture Krishna? Nobody can capture Krishna. But Krishna, seeing the efforts of his mother, slowed himself down and became caught by his mother. Verse number 11. When caught by Mother Yashoda, Krishna became more and more afraid and admitted to being an offender. As she looked upon him, she saw that he was crying. Rudantam muhurnetram yugmam rijantam. That verse. He was crying and his tears mixed with the black ointment around his eyes. And as he rubbed his eyes with his hands, he smeared the ointment all over his face. Mother Yashoda, catching her beautiful son, point to be noted, even in that situation, Lord Krishna was looking beautiful. Mother Yashoda, catching her beautiful son by the hand, mildly began to chastise him. Queen Kunti is in complete bewilderment. Later on, after 80 years, when she meets Lord Krishna, when he is about to depart to Dwarka, mentioned in the first canto of Bhagavatam, she is asking Lord Krishna that, my dear Lord Krishna, fear personified is afraid of you. But I hear that you were running in Gokul out of fear of Mother Yashoda. This pastime is beyond my understanding. How is it possible that you can become afraid of someone when fear personified is afraid of you? So she puts this as a question to Lord Krishna. Mother Yashoda, verse number 12, was always overwhelmed by intense love for Krishna, not knowing who Krishna was and how powerful he was. Because of maternal affection for Krishna, she never even cared to know who he was. Therefore, when she saw that her son had become excessively afraid, she threw the stick away and desired to bind him so that he would not commit any further naughty activity. As Krishna is being chased by Mother Yashoda and as Mother Yashoda has been able to capture Lord Krishna, there is a series of verbal exchanges happening. Mother Yashoda is chastising him. She is telling, you breaker of pots, you stealer of butter, you feeder of monkeys, why you do this? Why do you feed the monkeys? No, I did not feed the monkeys. Then who fed the monkeys? The creator of the monkeys fed the monkeys. So in this way he is answering, and he is not lying also. This is the truth. Krishna is the creator and he is feeding the monkeys. So in this way, some verbal exchanges are happening. Mother Yashoda is telling that you are like a monkey. And then Mother Yashoda and Lord Krishna is telling, I have got this monkey nature from my mother's side. Now our tiny intelligence cannot understand how this is true. But if Krishna has told it, it must be true in some way. We don't know. And then she is continuing to chastise Lord Krishna. And Mother Yashoda is chastising. All the friends of Lord Krishna, they are becoming very afraid. Okay, now we will also be beaten up. Some of them have ran to call one person, the only one person who can save the show. Who is that? Balram. Where is Balram till now? Lord Krishna knew that this pastime cannot happen in the presence of Balram. So on the previous evening only, he went and told Balram that tomorrow you please go to the house of Upananda, the elder brother of Nand Maharaj, and do this, do that, do this. Take Mother Rohini also with you. So this pastime of ever increasing motherly affection of Mother Yashoda would have been obstructed by the protective nature of Balram if he would have been around. So to make his mother happy, he sent his brother away. But some of them have now run to call him. And you cannot imagine how protective Balram is. He becomes so angry. Now these friends, they have gone to Balram and they have told him, hey, your brother has been tied. And they didn't tell who has tied. And Balram is beginning to boil with anger that whoever has done this, I will annihilate their entire existence today. And then Balram started calling, Sridham come, Suram come, Madhumanu come, all my gang please come. Time to make an attack. This is happening in the background while the Lila is still pursuing further. She decided, as she was scolding Lord Krishna said, you are telling I am a monkey, you don't like me, I will better go to the forest and stay there with the monkeys. Now at this statement, Mother Yashoda became very afraid of losing Lord Krishna. So she thought that the only way I can keep Lord Krishna at home is to tie him. So then what she did is as follows. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has no beginning and no end, no exterior and no interior, no front and no rear. In other words, he is all pervading because he is not under the influence of the element of time. And for him there is no difference between past, present and future. He exists in his own transcendental form at all times. Being absolute, beyond relativity, he is free from the distinctions between cause and effect. Although he is the cause and effect of everything, that unmanifested person who is beyond the perception of senses has now appeared as a human child, and Mother Yashoda, considering him her own ordinary child, bound him to the wooden mortar with a rope. Just to keep Lord Krishna home. You see, Shukdev Goswami, while talking to Maharaj Parikshit, has reminded us in between who Lord Krishna is. A person who has no beginning, no end, how you can bind him? But Shukdev Goswami is reminding us that this Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is Achintya, who is beyond our tiny intelligence, is controlled by the love of his pure devotees. So text number 15, when Mother Yashoda was trying to bind the offending child, she saw that the binding rope was short by the distance of width of 2 fingers. Thus she brought another rope to join it. This new rope also was short by a measurement of 2 fingers, and when another rope was joined to it, it was still 2 fingers too short. As many ropes as she joined, all of them failed. Their shortness could not be overcome. So what is happening here? It is beyond human intelligence. When you take a 2-meter rope and you try to tie the waist of a child, and if it is 2 fingers short, and if you take another 2 meters rope, then will you be able to tie? Definitely. Mother Yashoda took a 2-meter rope trying to tie the waist of Krishna, which is as big as a wrist only. The rope is falling 2 fingers short. She took another 2-meter rope, 2 plus 2, 4 meters. She's trying to tie the waist with a 4-meter rope now, still 2 fingers short. Then she tries another 2-meter rope, 6 meters now. Trying to bind the rope, 6 meters rope, the waist of a child, still 2 fingers short. Like this, she used all the ropes of the Goshala. 9 lakh cows. So all the ropes were opened and all the ropes were joined, still 2 fingers short. Mother Yashoda became fully determined, let me see how big is the waist of my child. And the Lord also decided. Actually, he didn't decide. The Lord was just standing. There are various potencies within the Lord which try to serve the Lord even without the beck and call of the Lord. So there is one power or one potency which resides within Krishna called Satya Sankalpa Shakti. Whenever the Lord decides something, you should understand that it is done. Satya Sankalpa Shakti. On the Vijay Dashmi day, which is alternatively called as Ramachandra Vijayotsava, Ravan was not killed on that day. On that day, simply it was come to be known. Hanuman brought the message to Lord Ram that Mother Sita is there in Ashok Vatika. All the monkeys celebrated that now that Lord Ram has come to know where Mother Sita is, Ravana is already dead. Let's celebrate Ramchandra Vijayotsava. That is Satya Sankalpa Shakti. When the Lord decides or when the Lord thinks something, it is already done. He does not need to do it. It is done. So Lord Krishna already had a plan for that day. That I have to go to this house, I will break this pot, I'll pinch this child, I'll open this calf. Something he had a plan. And he was not in a mood of getting tied. So the Satya Sankalpa Shakti was taking action. And millions of ropes joined together were falling 2 fingers short. This is how inconceivable is the potency of the Lord. This is how beyond our understanding is the Shakti or the potency of Bhagavan. That is why in common way, in common language, people say, Bhagavan ki Lila, Bhagavan hi jane. Have you heard this? Nobody, if anybody is thinking that they have understood this Yashoda Damodar pastime, my obeisances unto their lotus feet. Because nobody can claim that I have understood this Leela. If you are claiming, that means you must be Bhagavan. Because nobody can understand why he is doing what he is doing. Only the Lord knows. There is only one person who knows why he is doing what he is doing, that is Krishna. No, but everybody else is on their toes and guessing, ab kya hoga, ab kya hoga. And that is why it is called Krishna consciousness is very adventurous. Krishna is not a boring person, he is the most roller coaster, adventurous personality. And anybody who becomes a friend of Krishna or a devotee of Krishna, their life is full of roller coasters and adventures. Both in good way as well as not so good way. But one thing is assured, life in Krishna consciousness is not boring, it is full of happenings. It is our duality which says that some happening is good and some happening is bad. But ultimately every happening is mercy of Krishna. So the Satya Sankalp Shakti took over and decided, you want to tie Krishna, Krishna doesn't want to be tied, will not let it happen. You want to bring another million ropes, you want to bring Anant Shesh and tie, he will also fall 2 fingers short. See the beauty, only 2 fingers short. So the Acharyas, they are like detectives. They catch on to this point. Why only 2 fingers short? So they explain that these 2 fingers short, they have a deep philosophical significance. These 2 fingers short, or these 2 fingers, they represent the process of bhakti. These 2 fingers, they say that if you want to achieve mercy or if you want to achieve success in your practice of Krishna consciousness, number 1, or the first finger, you should always make incessant, humble attempts from your side. That means you should never give up in the path of bhakti, and in a humble way, you should always continue to do what is your duty, what is your seva, what is your sadhana. That should continue. This is first finger. And second finger, you should understand that no matter what you do, no matter your best which you are giving, it is not good enough, because success will come only when the Lord wants. Krishna Kripa. Bhakta Prayatna, Krishna Kripa. Sadhana, Krishna Kripa. So these 2 things have to come together. So Krishna is teaching, the Acharyas are explaining, that the rope was falling 2 fingers short to explain this to the whole world. That first of all, the Bhakta has to do Parishram. Bhakta Parishram combined with Govinda Ichha leads to success in Krishna consciousness. So when Mother Yashoda was trying this, it had become almost evening till now. See this text number 17. Thus Mother Yashoda joined whatever ropes were available in the household, but still she failed in her attempt to bind Krishna. Mother Yashoda's friends, the elderly gopis in the neighborhood, were smiling and enjoying the fun. Similarly, Mother Yashoda, although laboring in that way, was also smiling. All of them were struck with wonder. Because of Mother Yashoda's hard labor, her whole body became covered with perspiration, and the flowers and the comb were falling from her hair. When child Krishna saw his mother fatigued, he became merciful to her and agreed to be bound. So Krishna was not getting bound, and Mother Yashoda was not giving up. She was continuing to do her duty. I want to tie my child in order to teach him sadachar. This was her mood. This is her seva. So incessantly she is doing her seva. She is not successful. How many of you would be trying to tie this phone to this tripod for 8 hours continuously? If you see for 2 minutes it's not working, you'll like, Prabhuji, kuch dusra dekh lenge. Hoga ki nahi? But now replace this as a seva. You're trying to do this seva and you're miserably failing at it. Miserably. You're doing all the right things, but nothing is falling right. Inconceivably you're failing. So Mother Yashoda teaches the bhakta attitude, the attitude of a devotee here, that even if you are doing everything right, and even if nothing is working right, still you should continue selflessly to do that act of rightness. You have to just do the right and depend on the Lord. Chant your Hare Krishna Mahamantras or your rounds. Follow the 4 regulative principles. Follow the principles of Vaishnava etiquette. And just exist. Don't think that something is not right. You have to always keep doing your duty despite success and failure. So therefore, Krishna consciousness is beyond the purview of success and failures. Success does not matter in Krishna consciousness. Failure does not matter in Krishna consciousness. What matters is the execution of your duty. This consciousness is called Krishna consciousness. And Mother Yashoda displayed that. And when Mother Yashoda displayed that, the Lord became pleased. And then one Shakti of the Lord called Kripa Shakti took over. And when Kripa Shakti comes into action, all other Satya Sankalpa, Yog Maya, everything goes for a toss. When the Lord becomes merciful, he can't help himself after that. He does not act like God after that. So when the Kripa Shakti took over, all of a sudden, the rope became 2 inches big, 2 fingers big. And all of a sudden she got tied, he got tied. And everybody was scratching their head. The same thing I was doing from morning, how it worked all of a sudden? Our conditioned soul will think, oh, finally I got it right. But nobody in Gokul thought like that. Because they understood that the Lord agreed to be bound. Now look at this. 2 verses in glorification of Mother Yashoda. O Maharaj Parikshit, this entire universe with its great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma and Lord Indra is under the control of Krishna. Yet the Supreme Lord has one transcendental attribute. He comes under the control of his devotees. This was now exhibited by Krishna in his pastime. Text 20 is so beautiful. One should, in this Damodar month, one should learn this verse and glorify Mother Yashoda in front of Yashoda Damodar. You see this verse, we'll go into this verse. Nemam virincho na bhavo na shrirapyanga samshaya prasadam lebhire gopi yattat prapa vimuktidad. Whenever you see Mother Yashoda's photo or whenever you see Mother Yashoda, Damodar deity, you should glorify Mother Yashoda by this verse. What this verse says? Neither Lord Brahma nor Lord Shiva nor even the goddess of fortune, who is always the better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the deliverer of the material world, such mercy as received by Mother Yashoda. That means, in terms of spiritual advancement and in terms of being a recipient of mercy, Mother Yashoda is superior to Brahma, Shiva and Lakshmi also. This is Mother Yashoda. And that is why we worship her in our altar. So, we have only 3 verses and then we end this chapter. Text 21. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the son of Mother Yashoda, is accessible to devotees engaged in spontaneous loving service. But he is not as easily accessible to mental speculators, means the jnanis, or to those striving for self-realization by severe austerities and penances, means the yogis, or to those who consider the body to be as the self, means the karmis. So other than the devotee, again and again the acharyas are highlighting, until you become a devotee of Krishna, as taught by Lord Chaitanya, you can never attain Krishna. And then Mother Yashoda tied him and went away, and by this time Balram has come. Kaun bandha? Who is that person? Show me. And when he came, he saw Krishna is tied in his own house. Then he asked him, who did this to you? And Krishna said, Mother has done. And that Balram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who when becomes angry, great personalities like Bhishma, Arjuna, Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra both all fall at his feet. That personality became like a cat. He said, my dear Krishna, so many times I told you that these stealing activities are not good. You involved a Brahmana like Madhumangal also in stealing activities. And even a Brahmana is being chastised in the land of Braja because of you. And out of love for you, I, the Supreme Spiritual Master, now I am also not able to help you. Krishna is telling, we can discuss this later. Can you please go and talk to Mother Yashoda once? Can you make her realize who I am? And Balram, out of the love for his brother, he went and tried also. He started glorifying Lord Krishna. Mother Yashoda was there in the kitchen cooking. And Balram went in full force. The way Lakshmana had gone to meet Sugriva to remind him that the arrow which had killed Bali is still there with Lord Ram. You had promised that you will help in finding Mother Sita. If you do not resume that promise, then that arrow will be released and you will die immediately. But guess what? I will not let Lord Ram do that also. I will only kill you right now. That mood with which Lakshmana had gone, with that mood Balram went to Mother Yashoda. This is all described. Actually, I am not poetically exaggerating. This is all exact descriptions. And he went and told Mother, do you know who Krishna is? And then he said the Dashavatara Stotram, that he is the creator of Brahma, he is the Vamana, he is Nrsimha, he has done this, he has done this, he has done this, and he said the Purusha Sukta prayers also. And then Mother Yashoda said that why are all these incarnations taking birth in my house only? Balram, if you do not run away from here right now, I will tie you also. And that Balram, from whom time personified is also afraid, that Balram became afraid in front of the pure love of Mother Yashoda, and in order to maintain the mood of this pastime, ran away from it. And that those two brothers are sitting and crying now. But Lord Krishna is telling, enough of this crying, let's do some more pastimes. Let's annoy our mother even more. So text number 22. While Mother Yashoda was very busy with household affairs, the Supreme Lord Krishna observed the twin trees known as Yamala and Arjuna, which in a former millennium had been demigods, sons of Kuvera. So now you remember the first episode of this pastime which I told? Those two sons of Kuvera, Nal Kuver and Mani Grieve, are so fortunate. Just see, they are in the courtyard of Nand Maharaj and they are seeing all these pastimes. It is worth becoming a tree if by becoming a tree you can constantly observe the pastimes of Krishna. Now Lord Krishna has got nothing to do with these lusty demigods, sons of a demigod. He has no relation. Where are these Nalkuver and Manigriv and where is this Vraja pastimes? But because one of his devotees, Narad Muni, had told that you in as forms of trees will be delivered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Satyam Vidhatum Nijabhritya Bhashitum. Just to make the words of his pure devotee come true, Lord Krishna decided, let me take care of those two trees now. In their former birth, these two sons, as Nal Kuver and Manigriv, were extremely opulent and fortunate. But because of their pride and false prestige, they did not care about anyone, and thus Narad Muni had cursed them to become trees. So Krishna, although being tied by the wooden grinding mortar, although being surrounded by Balram who can easily open him, although being surrounded by other friends who can also open him, but he chooses to remain bound. This is Krishna Lila. And in that bound situation, he is moving on four legs towards the two Yamala and Arjuna trees. And the wooden grinding mortar is being dragged behind Krishna. Now the Acharyas, they shift their focus. Srila Prabhupada shifts in the purports, shifts his focus from Krishna on the wooden grinding mortar. And all of a sudden in the next chapter you will see, they start glorifying the wooden grinding mortar. How great this wooden grinding mortar is. The greatness of this wooden grinding mortar is, it is following in the footsteps of Krishna. Because wherever Krishna was going, this mortar was getting dragged. So that made this mortar very great. And that simple act of being followed or becoming a follower of Krishna, follower of the footsteps of Krishna, gave so much spiritual potency to this wooden grinding mortar that this wooden grinding mortar delivered the Yamala Arjuna trees. You know what happened after that? Krishna went and then he moved between the trees in such a way that the wooden grinding mortar got stuck between the trees. And then Krishna pulled the wooden grinding mortar a little bit, and 10,000 lakhs of years old trees, they got uprooted and they fell down with a crashing sound. The Acharyas give credit of delivering the Yamalarjuna trees to the wooden grinding mortar. And they say that anybody who follows the instructions of Krishna, anybody who follows in the footsteps of Krishna, becomes an instrument of Krishna and becomes glorious. That is the lesson we learn from the... That is why in our Yashoda Damodar photo, the mortar is also there. Or in the deities, the mortar, many people put flowers on the mortar also. Ki, Bhagwan se zyada kripalu Bhagwan ka bhakt. Wooden mortar. And then two effulgent demigods, they come out of the trees, which is there in the next chapter. So I'm explaining in brief. And you cannot explain what they are going through. They are happy also as well as sad also. Happy because they had been seeing the pastimes of Krishna till now. Sad because now they are delivered and Krishna will ask them to go to Devalok again. And now they will not be able to see these pastimes. So mixed feelings they had. And they have started offering beautiful prayers to Krishna. And nobody is seeing all this. There are only two friends of Krishna who are seeing. Both of them are 3 years old and both of them are standing naked. Children. And they are seeing. Oh, two people have come out of the trees. They are talking to Krishna. For 20 minutes they talked with Krishna in some language which I cannot understand also. And after that they circumambulated Krishna. And then chanting the names of Krishna, they went in the heavenly planets also. So the people of Gokul, they came running. What happened? What happened? What happened? Trees fell down, trees fell down. How they fell down? So these two children, 3 years old, you can well imagine how they would be looking. And there's I don't know, a small child in Chota Bheem they show. What is the name? Only 2 hairs on the head. Raju. So 2 Rajus standing. They're telling, no, Krishna has pulled down the tree. And 2 demigods came out of the tree. They offered obeisances to Krishna and went away. And they were like, hey, jaake khelo. Ulta sida bol rahe ho. Nobody believed. This is Braj Leela. Nobody believes that Krishna is God. Even when he lifts Govardhan, they will not believe. Even when he kills, subdues Kaliya, they will not believe. Because their love for Krishna is so intense. It does not matter what Krishna is doing, whether it is big or whether it is small. Their love for Krishna does not need a certificate that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Our love is so contaminated. My love is so contaminated. I need to theoretically first understand that Krishna is God. Then maybe by the mercy of devotees I will develop love for Krishna. But the devotees of Braja, their love is unconditional. Whether Krishna is being bound or whether Krishna is binding Kaliya. In both circumstances, Krishna is their friend, their son and their lover only and nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less. This is Krishna consciousness of the Braja. And this is the beautiful Damodar Lila. I am very, very thankful that I got an opportunity in the month of Kartik to recite this Damodar Lila to you. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare.